Welcome to the Downtown, brought to you by Arlington Citizen Media. I am Rody John, and today we talk to the wrestling legend Kevin Von Erich. AEW will be at the Esports Stadium every Saturday until August 17th. Do not miss these shows. They are so much fun. And this Friday, Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor, is one of their biggest pay-per-views of the year, and you are not going to want to miss it. Those shows are absolutely spectacular. So definitely make sure to get on over there. I was there this past Saturday, and I will definitely look forward to being there even more almost every Saturday. Also on this episode, we will hear local music from Zachary Lastname with his new song, Spirits in the Floor. But first, here is Chloe Clemente with her song, This Time Love. I would like to welcome to the show a true, not only DFW legend, but a pro wrestling legend and a life legend, really. Kevin Von Erich, thank you so much for being here. How are you doing today?
It's my pleasure. I'm so glad to be here. I love it in Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, welcome back. I know you have been living in Hawaii for a very long time, and you do, I mean, I've heard you and the boys have come back, and some of this family as well. What's it been like being back in the DFW area?
That's great. They're going to have a big show. I think the boys are going to be here, the 21st?
Yes, sir, yeah.
Yeah. They're doing so much. They're so busy, but it's going to be a great time to be here soon.
Well, so I always ask what's your earliest memory of pro wrestling, but you grew up in a wrestling family. What is the actual first memory that you have, like, vividly of pro wrestling?
Well, to me, it was just another normal life. I kind of thought everybody's dad got in the ring and beat people up, but it was way different. It was like all my brothers, we loved my dad so much. We were a really close family, and so when the matches would be on, we couldn't stand to see Dad getting beat. And when the crowd was cheering, we knew Dad was being beat, and we just couldn't look. So we delegate one brother to watch. Dad's winning, and so we could start watching again. And it was just, I think my dad was like me. It's you realize after being in the business a while that it is a widowmaker. The business is, and the wives suffer and the children suffer when the dad's not there, and so I didn't want to be like that. But I've seen a lot of wrestlers. I did grow up in the business, and my dad was a really sharp guy, and he could see that. Life goes on, and your family's just not with you. It's just another day, and it's just a cycle that's you have to break it if you want to be a man that put your family first.
True.
I mean, it's in wrestling. It's hard a lot of times because you're low on money and all, but we just made it happen. We stayed in cheap hotels, and just I tried to take them with me as much as I could so that we'd have that time, and I'm glad we did, and I'm glad my boys look at it that way too, because life is happening fast, and maybe it's more real to me than other people because I've seen so much death amongst my loved ones, but life is happening fast, and it's going to be over soon. That beautiful baby you're looking at right now is going to change, and I just try to tell people, live, enjoy every minute, don't waste time arguing and fighting, forgive each other, love each other, see the best in each other, and because these days are not coming back. And it's just something you learn, and now it's something I want to tell people. If you've been fortunate enough to not have people that you love die like this, well, just know, enjoy every minute because it's fleeting and it's going fast.
Yeah, tomorrow's not promised.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, AEW is here in the Metroplex for this week, for basically the next month. Every Saturday, you got something going on, and next Friday is obviously Ring of Honor as well. Now that you've come back to the Metroplex, growing up here, what has it been like seeing the growth? And like we kind of talked about before we started recording, everything is just so busy and bigger here. How are you enjoying just the growth that the Metroplex has been?
Wow, it's something else, When I think about how much it's changed just since I lived here, when I was a little boy, DFW Airport wasn't here yet. It was Love Field.
Yeah.
In fact, I can give you a little history here.
Okay.
That, when somebody dies in wrestling, they ring the bell 10 times.
Yeah.
It's a real respectful thing. My dad started that.
Really?
Yeah. He was coming out of Love Field to work in St. Louis, and his was the last flight out when Kennedy got killed, and he was declared dead at 1 o'clock.
Right.
And so my dad flew on to St. Louis, and they got there, and they had a sellout crowd, and Sam Muchnick comes to the back, and the promoter comes to the back, tells my dad, he said, Fritz, we're going to have to cancel the show. The president was assassinated a little while ago. Dad said, and it was devastating to everybody, the president, but Dad said, Sam, I think it would show more respect by, instead of just canceling the show, if we all have a moment of silence, a prayer, and we ring the bell 10 times slowly while we're thinking about it. And it was a great idea, and it was respectful, and it came off so well that it's still to this day they do that.
Right.
But I think in the back of my mind, my brothers and I knew that my dad really was he was a smart man, but he was also didn't have to give that money back.
Of course not, yeah. It's a lot of money to give back, especially in St. Louis back in the day.
Yeah. Deal Arena.
Now, speaking of things you guys started, you guys were the first ones to do music for entrances, which now, if you don't have a music for entrance, it's actually the opposite of normal now. Mm-hmm. Everybody has got, I mean, especially now that things are so, like the glass break for Stone Cold, the Ultimate Warriors, everybody's got their music that they just were like, boom, identifiable with them. Who really kind of came up with that idea? And obviously it took off bigger than anybody ever thought it would.
Well, this is a little more crazy wrestling history, but Michael Hayes and I used to be tag team partners.
Wow.
In WTBS in Atlanta. And we were coming to the ring, and he was Freebird Michael Hayes, and I'm just Kevin Von Erich, you know. I don't wear silk scarves and swish around like that. You
no
know,
glitz and glamour for you. Yeah.
You know, so, but he played Freebird going to the ring, and it was just, as going to the ring with Michael, and seeing, I just pictured what we could do with if we, because my brothers and I had this unique situation where we were young guys in this world of old men.
Right.
It was, and as far as we wanted to change the entrances up, we wanted to be like a concert, you know, with the lasers and the good sound, and then the NFL, we like those slow motion collisions, you know, and show that. And so we wanted our show to have some of these groundbreaking new things that happen in television that people didn't really have. And so we were able to do a lot of things that were first because we were young kids that were hungry, and we loved making a good TV show and watching that rating go up, and it was going up every week. And our syndication, a new market, or 3 new markets, 4 new markets, and we had so many. It was, we became innovators. It was, wrestling had been the way, actually my dad is the guy that started studio wrestling in Columbus, Ohio.
Really?
That's where they started that, where the format that lays out the matches, the interviews, and all that. My dad did all that, because he was the president of the NWA back when we were in high school and junior high. He was the NWA president, and it was just like an offer for us to be able to, okay, you think you can do something different? Okay, let's do it. And we could, because the other wrestlers, a lot of wrestlers were old men back then, and now our guys were young athletes.
You were the new generation coming through.
Yeah, and it was made for great TV, and we also laid them in. We hit each other hard, you know, because, you know, we're paid well, let's earn it, you know. And we got out there and had a good match. And when you put all of yourself into something, well, then you're able to get more out of it, you know. You can only get out of something what you put into it, you know. And we were just really pouring our guts into those matches, and the ratings were climbing and going up and up. And we, and then with the fans and the girls, they just kicked it over the top, you know.
Now, music is, to a lot of people, a time machine. You can hear a song and it takes you back to a certain place. It brings feelings back. It does, you know, it does all kinds of great things. What does the song Stranglehold, where does that take you? What is the first memory that kind of comes back?
Well, it's got a really good solo in it.
Oh, it's amazing. I had it on the gym yesterday. It was awesome.
That's what I really wanted to come to this ring, to that solo. But, you know, that was so good. But to me, I heard the song and I thought, you know, I had a hold at the time where no one else did my body stranglehold. You know, I'd shoot a guy on the ropes and I'd catch him on the run and clamp my legs around him and squeeze, and every time he'd exhale, I'd hold it where, you know, I could really put the heart on you, you know. And so I was calling it my body stranglehold, and the name of the song is Stranglehold, so it kind of worked easy like that. And I kind of picked the music for my brothers, but Kerry picked his own, so that was Tom Sawyer. He had a great song.
Oh, it's so awesome.
Kerry picked that.
I love that.
And now Dave didn't have a head for music, you know, and so he put that song on, When I Die, I May Not Go to Heaven, you know. Oh, Dave, not that one, please, because, you know, you need it to kind of have like a contained energy, kind of like with a...
It's usually within like the first 5 to 6 seconds if you haven't really got them.
Yeah, you've got to have the first 5 or interesting sound, and then a crescendo with violent explosion of music, and then spotlights kick the door open. You know, it's a great opening, you know. but not when I die. So I said, let's. There's a song by Thin Lizzy called Cowboy Song, Dave, and it's I'm just a cowboy, lonesome on the trail, and they go, yeah, I love it, Kevin, I like country. I said, tell you, but we want the people to be excited and, jazzed up when you hit the ring. And he goes, yeah, you do your way, I'll do mine. I said, all right, baby.
Which is funny because that song's now played at every Texas Rangers game. So
is it really?
Yeah, every game. Yeah. Texas Rangers every time I believe it's every time they win.
Cowboy song.
Yeah.
Really?
No, the first one. The one when I die, I'm going to go down to Texas. Yep. Chuck Morgan will play that every time.
I think Dave met Tanya Tucker, and they were in a town together, and they got along or something. I think that's why he did it.
Oh, I mean, I imagine. Yeah, that would be so much fun. Now, we kind of touched on Michael Hayes earlier. Did you even imagine that Michael Hayes would be one of the most important people in pro wrestling when you were teaming with him back in the day, or even going against him back in the day?
Michael Hayes is like he's a real artist. He
Yeah.
is. He lives life to a different drummer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he really does. He's his own man, and I don't know anybody else like him. But he was just made to be a free bird, made to take care of those other two, and he can talk. And what an interview he put out there. He was just so good. And but the thing was, in wrestling, you want a guy that can talk like that, but is also an athlete and can dazzle people. Well, Michael had those one really good gift. He was really taught, but he didn't have the athletic ability that a Terry Gordy or a Buddy had. Really, both of them were agile and strong and quick, and but Mike could talk. And when you take those two guys and put them with Mike talking, it just made for a great show. In fact, like after the Freebirds, we wrestled, Mike and I, Kerry got hurt, and so Mike and I were wrestling Chris Adams and Gino, but we had some great matches. And even though Gino was the talker, Chris was such a good athlete. Mm-hmm. Gino was really a better athlete, I think, than Michael. Yeah. But Michael, the way he could talk, and he was violent too. And so, but so he was. Michael Hayes was just great for us at the time. But it was like just a perfect time of life. It was just, we were young, they were young, and we just wanted to put the best show we could out there, and we didn't mind hurting each other some, and so that was what makes it good. Nobody complained, if we knocked a couple of teeth out, good job, good match.
Yeah.
It's a good show. We know what we're doing. So
I love that. Now, as much as things will always get better and progress in the way the business has progressed, and obviously the partying has gone way further down and people are being a lot more safe and the concussions are becoming taken care of. Is there something that you kind of see in the current product that you kind of wish would go back to the way it was back when you were wrestling?
Well, it has changed a lot, because it was a lot different when there were so many girls and little kids in the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to realize how different it was. Remember, they smoked back when I was.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody smoked. And I remember going to the ring, and when you're on television and when you've been on TV a while, when people see you, you're kind of not real for a minute. They kind of lose themselves. They kind of forget what they're doing. And everybody smoked back then. Mm-hmm. And those little kids, little toddlers would be in the crowd, and they're standing right eye level with those cigarettes.
Yeah.
And so I'd pick the kids up, and I tried to always. I saw a little kid get burned like that when I first got started.
Oh.
And I saw the people. I came up, Kevin, and we're talking, and they're not thinking. And little girls, I got burned, so I thought, no, and I'm gonna watch out for that, And you can see me going to the ring sometimes. You see me pick up a little kid, out of a group of grown-ups, get away from those cigarettes until I'm out of there, and they can start thinking straight again, because it's something about that television builds you up to where no man should be.
Yeah.
It's not
sure.
real. It's TV, and it's like, the TV always talks about your great points, how high you can jump, how fast you can run, how good you were, and all that. But you got to remember, it's TV. It's made for entertainment. You can't. no man should be lifted up that high. You know, we're men.
Yeah.
And when I go to the ring and I see, I went to so-and-so is God. You know,
Oh, that's right.
I would have never seen that back in those old days. You know, I think by having girls and children and kids in the crowd, we were more of a morally conscious.
Right.
You know, we didn't want to say dirty words and bad things. We say yes sir to the announcer and all, because a lot of our audience were what they used to call latchkey kids.
Mm-hmm.
Their parents both worked. The kids get off from school, they get off the bus, and they lock the door when they get home because mom and dad's not home.
Right.
Or whoever, mom or dad. And so we had to think about kids are, you know, we are kind of role models, you know, so we wanted to say yes sir and no sir and try to, you know, make our show be, you know, conducive to raising a healthy boy.
Yeah, teach the manners that they may not be getting taught somewhere else.
Do what?
Teach the manners that they may not be getting taught somewhere else.
I'm sorry.
Teach those manners that they may not be getting taught somewhere else.
That's right. Consider each other.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you never hear things like, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
Yeah.
And that used to be, your mom said that a couple of times a week, you know, and but you don't hear those kind of things anymore. Anybody knows when you go to school or with other children and you'll see one little kid be singled out and be embarrassed by the teacher and all the kids will laugh at him. It can do something to you. It can make you never want that to happen, so you stick up for the weak, stand up for people that can be pushed around, or you see it happen and you don't do anything about it, and the next time it's easier to ignore and easier. And that's the way people seem to be behaving and treating each other, when I think that's a change, that people weren't so cruel to each other.
Right.
Now I want to say down here in the South, out there in Hawaii, I did miss Texas.
Oh, yeah.
A lot, because people are really not like they are here. When you might hear talking on the media about racism, because I think that's how these people get elected. I think they get money off of that somehow, because if you watch Texas, when a hurricane or a tornado comes through, look how the people help each other. They give a crap about skin color.
Yeah.
People help each other.
Just 2 weeks ago.
Oklahoma they do, Louisiana they do. All the places I go, I just feel like there's some kind of entity in our government that wants people to believe this so that they can keep their machine going.
Yeah.
When what I see is a lot of brotherly love out there.
I see the same thing. Yeah. Kevin, thank you so much for your time. I feel like we could have done this forever, and I know you're a very busy man, but it is a true honor to meet you and be able to talk to you, so thank you again so much.
Well, it's my pleasure. I'm glad to do it. You call back, and we'll do it again sometime.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
You betcha.
It was an honor.
Chance like this only comes once in a while. Oh, I see now what I couldn't see before. Oh, I know that you and I both chase the sun for a while. Do you believe now as we disappear through the floor? Even if it takes a little while, we are worth a try. Even if it takes a little while, we are worth a try. Take a chance like this. Smoke fills your lungs for the night. Oh, I see now what I wouldn't see before. See the dance in my hips, follow your clues for a while. Do you believe now as we disappear through the floor? Even if it takes a little while, trying to find, even if it takes a little while. We are worth trying to find.
Thank you so much to Kevin Von Erich for being on the show again. What an absolute legend he is. And do not forget, AEW will be at the Esports Stadium every Saturday until August 17th. And this Friday is Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. You are not going to want to miss it. Absolutely amazing. Also, thank you so much to Zachary Lastname. You just heard his song, Spirits in the Floor. And on top of the show, we had Chloe Clemente with her song, This Time Love. Absolutely amazing. Definitely check out our local music. It is amazing. And while you're doing all the things, make sure to eat local, drink local, and rediscover your city. Tag us and send those pictures over to us on Facebook, Arlington Citizen Media, Twitter, ATX Citizen Media. Tag us on Instagram, Arlington Citizen Media, and send those pictures the old-fashioned way. Email arlingtoncitizenmedia@gmail.com. Also go to our website, www.arlingtoncitizenmedia.com. Don't forget to subscribe and give those 5-star reviews of the Downtown at Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also hit us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.